Bless up yourself, don't stress up yourself. Never give up. Rasta never give up. The road may rock and steep. Jaja will carry I and I through. When I was young, it's like my eyes had this blinking problem. I almost thought I would have had to wear like shades glasses for the rest of my life. When I was young, I would come out in the sunlight and I couldn't see. Over the years, changing my diet. I had a very unhealthy diet growing up. I grew up on bacon, cheese, egg, steak and pork chops and stuff like that. Even my caretakers, that I was conceived from, they was not eating healthy. So from the womb, I suffered malnutrition and different, conditions. My caretaker having complication, even delivering I into earth. So from the day I was born, yeah, I just always had to deal with health problems. And as I grew older, with the grace of God, education, patience, you know, just faith, I was somehow able to help to eradicate a lot of these problems I had. It took a lot of study, a lot of research, and going beyond the norm, the boundaries. I suffered a lot of shame, a lot of persecution, slander, even being as many people that step beyond the boundaries, being ostracized from community, family, friends, in search, for a better way. Of course, as we grow up, the world is the system we live in, believe it or not. Where you grow up, the people around you, the education system, basically shapes, who you are. And when you decide to search outside of this norm, naturally you become, it's naturally you become anti-social, anti-civilized. People naturally, the society itself will naturally begin to be able to identify you. You're not going to the normal outlets, the normal sources that people go to seeking aid. You're going outside the norm. And for this, yeah, there's a price you have to pay. And it's a natural price. It's not even as if society is intentionally doing this to you. They're not. They're being, to their construction, civilized. you know, it's civilized if you have a headache to go to your nearest physician and get a drug pill. It's the social thing to do. Everybody does it. Everyone cabinets in their bathroom has to have a bottle of aspirin or Tylenol if in case you get your headache. That's normal. Now you got a bubble, a person like I, who decided, okay, aspirins do kind of work. These stuff kind of work for headache for true. you know, But is there any side effects to these things? I mean, is any repercussion for taking these things? Are these completely safe for me? And to my surprise, studying chemistry, biology, and a lot of different subjects, I've discovered that, aspirins, in a high dosage, could cause you to become unalive. Like you could pass away if you take too many aspirins one time. As I grew up when I was young, I would always see, if you take more than one or two of these within a certain hours, they tell you call the emergency line. And not just no regular emergency line. The overdose drug emergency line. And as you start to get older, these things start to grip into your consciousness like, whoa, wake up. They saying this thing good for your headache if you take two. But on the same page, not a different page on the product. This is on the same product. To the top, one or two every 6 hours for a headache. On the same judgment page, on the same bottle, it says to the bottom, if you take more than two within a 6 hour, call the emergency line. Because you're dying, you're about to pass away. You need emergency, you need medical emergency. I had a problem with that. Personally, I had a problem with that. A big problem with that. It forced me to look deeper. And I come to find out that I don't even need to be concerned about the headache. I need to be concerned about what's causing the headache. If I can find out what's causing the headache, then I don't have to worry about a headache. Instead of worrying about finding something to get rid of my headache that keeps coming back, why not find out why I'm having a headache in the first place? So this when I in society and civilization start to have a problem. Because I stopped looking for things to soothe the problem. I start to look for things that is causing the problem. And the world have a big problem with that. And guess why? I come to find out everything happening in this world, someone causing it. It's coming from somewhere. And the deeper I research, it lead me back to a bunch of bad people, a group of bad people, the Freemasons. I ain't scared to call y'all name. Y'all know who I is. Y'all know who the priest is. The Lodge Hall, the Elks Lodge, the Eastern Star, all these different frats and colleges, the Omega and all these different sororities. I think I call the word right. Sororities, however we can put it. Yeah, they all in charge of what's happening in the world. It's them is the problem. If you do the research where the problem is coming from, because they think war is the solution. Okay, we have a headache, let's go to war. We have a problem, let's go to war. Every time we have a problem in the world, let's go to war. But we don't want to find out why we need to go to war. What's causing the problem? I had many friends that were close to me, per se, and I lost them because they saw me as a snitch. They say Bubba's a snitch. They saw me as a snitch because I didn't want to take part in the aspirin theory. Just take an aspirin and get rid of the headache. My brethren wanted me to fight people just because they my brethren. I must go war with someone. I don't know why warring. I don't know the truth of the matter. I take in your side just because you're my friend. I could never do that because I was never interested in treating like issues like, just band-aiding the problem. I want to get to the root of the problem. Okay, brethren, you and this brethren warring. What gone down? Oh, all right, all right. But then what else? What you do him? What part you play in it? Oh, kind of funny. You start the problem. You is the root of the problem, bro. But you want me go fight for a problem that you're the root of. How we gonna solve that? How we can get rid of this problem if you is the source of the problem and I'm fighting for you? I'm defending the source of the problem. I could never do that. So I lost a lot of friends, people, family. No matter where you is in society, I just could not do it. I could not be guided to support foolishness, even in my health, even in my spirituality, in all walks of my life, life. I've decided to find the root of the problem. I don't want no band-aid. Yeah, it just doesn't work. If you don't find out where the water's leaking out the bucket, you're going to always have water leaking out the bucket. So if you don't find out what's causing your headache, duh, you always going to have a headache. And you always going to be buying aspirin. And to me, that's more monetary. That's more capitalism. I don't see that as cure. I don't see that as healing. I don't see that as solution. To have something to keep reoccurring. You're not interested in why it's occurring, but you're interested in treating the symptoms or the repercussion. The world has become symptomatic. They just want to treat symptoms. They don't want to find out what's causing the symptoms, what's causing the problem. We want better marriages. So we want to go on vacations. We want to go on boat trips. We want to buy large diamond rings, to try to fix problems in marriages. But we don't want to go to what's causing the problem. In our community, we want to stop crime. So we put cameras everywhere. We got watch, we got, patrols, we got all this thing going on. Because we fighting the headache, we fighting crime. But we're not trying to find out where the headache coming from. Where is crime coming from? What's causing the crime? What's causing people to commit crime? Not what you do after they commit it. By setting harsher laws and penalties, that's trying to treat crime. Okay, if you do this, then you get this. If you got a headache, then take this aspirin. If he commit a crime, then that'll fix him. No. As soon as you let him out of jail, he going back to commit a crime again. It's like the headache. As soon as the aspirin wear off, jail is like an aspirin to the headache. Especially lords who've been concurrently going to jail from they was a teenager. Jail is their second home. And I ain't questioning this. I live in a community full of jailbirds. They fly in and out of jail. And I'm telling you, I could make a joke about it and they wouldn't even catch no feelings. They'd be like, Bobo, yeah, Bobo. Because I know I talking the truth. I serious from my heart. Like, people more engraved into society, more submissive to society. Places like prison is is like someone throwing you into a volcano. Yeah, like people can't phantom going to jail. Like, what? Never one in my entire life. But you have people from a teenager been going juvenile court and going to juvenile jail from the child till they old. When they go to jail, everybody know them. The officers and all. If a new officer start working there, he have to get to know this brethren because this brethren been coming to jail from he was a youth. Now, I ain't making this up. I just hear the conversations. My brethren just talk to me. Brothers who have a hard life, who've had society always trying to give them an aspirin to solve their problems. Give them jail time, give them penalty to solve their problem. That ain't solving their problems. Because jail didn't start their problems. Jail didn't create crime. Something causing crime. Something causing the people to commit crime. If we could find out what it is that is causing people to commit crime and we eradicate that, then we're not going to have crime. I know what causing crime. Unlawfulness. That's all. Sin. And it starts from high places. If your leaders are unlawful, if they're unjust, if your leaders, see, you, the leader is the front of your boat. The leader is the front of your car. The leader is the front of the plane, not the engines in the back. The leader is the front of anything. The leader goes in whatever direction. And because the leader is in the front, everything behind it has to follow. So if the front of your car turn left, the back of your car got to turn left. Because the front of the car leading. If you put it in reverse and you make the rear of the car the front of the car, wherever the rear of the car go to, that's vice versa. It don't matter. The leader sets the course for the people. If the leader in government is unlawful, if the leaders in the health department is unlawful, if the leaders in the spiritual / religious sectors are unlawful, if the educational system and the people that lead the educational system are unlawful, well, by damn, that's an easy one to fix. Yeah. Yes, Royal family. So, the solution to all our problems in this world I like to use the word lies because that's a lie. The solution lies. Solution can't lie. It have to be the truth. So I am even gonna say that. The solution of our world today is rooted. I use the word rooted, which means I can break it down. Because when I use a bunch of words, people can start to think I talking some mystical stuff. The solution of our world is rooted, is founded, It's the only it's the only resource. The solution is in seeking the origin of problems, issues. We look at the Russia war. We look at what Putin did, and we scream, ah, Putin, Putin, Putin. Did we go to the origin of why there was a problem with NATO and Ukraine moving across their boundary that they agreed not to? Palestine, the same thing. Who is these Israelis? Who is these Zionists? Are we seeking to find who these people is, and do they really have any rights to be doing what they're doing? Solution is to just fight and see who wins. The best one win is the one who right. That's stupid. There are many martyrs in the world. Like Gaddafi. Gaddafi was martyred. Not because he passed away means that he was wrong. So they think by winning the war makes them right. War is not the answer. You know, Emperor Haile Selassie teaches that. Teach us that. You know, in the League of Nations, he spoke to all the League of Nations. So all the leaders ascending from prior leaders should have some kind of understanding of what I'm saying. War is not the solution. It's not the outcome of truth. It's what His Majesty is saying. Not because someone win a war means that they were right. It doesn't give a true solution. War is not like finding the truth and then giving someone justice. That's not what war is about. War is also about aggression. So war has two parts. Some people fight because they have to, because of an aggressor. An aggressor is someone that is trying to win by all means. They don't want to lose. They don't want to be wrong. And in the world today, we have to be a people that are going to be able to be consciously able to source these things out. You got to have source in yourself to look beyond civilization and society and be willing to be ostracized. The world have to be willing to be ostracized from what is called society, because society as we know it is not civil. It's based on war. And the aggressor thinks he's equally justified as the defender. The aggressive nations in this world literally feel as if they have a part in this world to play. Like, we have to be here to aggress people so that we can have war. So the emperor asks us kindly to put away the aspirin syndrome, the treating symptoms, put away the war, sit around the table and find out who's the aggressor, because the aggressor starts the war. That's just like within your physical health. If you start to feel ill, it makes no sense treating the symptom. You got to find out who's the aggressor. What did you eat? What did you drink? Did you get enough rest? Are you exercising on time? Are you drinking healthy water? Do you have a healthy social, clique? What does the environment look like? Do you keep your house clean? Or try to find out first who is the aggressor. What's causing your health to go bad? Don't try to find something to fix it. You can't fix something if you don't know what's causing it. It's just going to keep coming back. So until we deal with what's causing war, which is aggression from any nation, all the nations come together, United Nations, to address this. But God damn it, I see with my own two eyes in living flesh today. These people ain't doing their job. They still curry favor in a nation and another nation and another nation above another nation. They putting a people above another people. You can't do that. That is the catalyst for war. It's called aggression. Duh. If a man go in another man's country and want to take over his country, that's aggression. All United Nations supposed to come against the aggressor and suppress the aggression. But now they trying to figure out whose side they want to be on in a war. A war is too late. The war is the symptom of the aggression. Had you stopped the aggression, then we wouldn't have a war. That's what the emperor was trying to tell the League of Nations. Had you stopped Mussolini before he attacked I, had you deal with the aggression from a legitimate legal standpoint, from it was addressed that Ethiopia to be invaded. That's supposed to be scratched right there. No, you cannot do it. With the League of Nations, we come to protect Ethiopia. Ethiopia and all nations has become a member. And they have equal guaranteed protection, irregardless of their race, color, class, creed, religion, whatever. So here's little Ethiopia, all the League of Nations. They turn a blind eye. Remember earlier in the conversation I tell you about these leaders, these unlawful leaders? Then we want to talk about crime, fixing crime and war? Never. As long as your leaders are corrupt, no good, bag of dogs, this world gonna be disgusting pile of shit. I gone. Peace and love. Love.